From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network and Troy campuses around the world, this is Troy TrojanVision Weekly.
Hello and welcome to Troy TrojanVision Weekly. We're glad you joined us for this look at what's happening in and around Troy University. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Well, Troy University's Confucius Institute is part of a global network of 500 Confucius Institutes, 109 of which are in the United States. And over the weekend, representatives from approximately 13 states gathered on Troy's Montgomery campus. Jordan Elston has the details from our Montgomery News Bureau.
Chinese language teachers gathered on Troy's Montgomery campus Friday and Saturday for the 6th annual Southeast Chinese Language Association Conference.
This is the conference that associates all the Confucius Institutes within the southeastern portion of the United States. Currently, right now, there are over 400 Confucius Institutes in the United States, and Troy University's Confucius Institute is hosting this year's annual conference.
The conference began with workshops on Friday and featured keynote speaker Alinka Bilash on Saturday.
Well, I was invited to give a talk that would appeal to Chinese language teachers who may have a good background in linguistics and a good curriculum, but may not have as strong a background in pedagogy.
The conference is aimed at helping Chinese language teachers better instruct their students, and they may even get extra credit if they can remember the special acronym that Bilash created for them when they return to their classrooms.
BSLIM, which means Bilash's Success Guided Language Instructional Model. And I hope that they will take away a couple of things. One of them is not to forget the emotional dimension of learning instead of only the cognitive, and that a student's feeling of success is just as important as their actual score.
Although the conference was aimed at teachers, there were students that participated as well. One student shares why he attended the conference.
I've done a lot of help for the Confucius Institute, and I have some friends, a lot of friends here, and I take Chinese.
The conference concluded with roundtable discussions on Saturday evening. In Montgomery, Jordan Elston, Troy TrojanVision News.
Residents of the Troy community gathered at the Troy University track Sunday afternoon to bring the issue of suicide into the light. Seth Hawk has the details.
It was a time for remembrance, prayer, and sending a message Sunday afternoon during Troy's second annual Suicide Prevention Out of the Darkness Walk.
This is an event of American Foundation for Suicide Prevention Out of the Darkness Walk to raise awareness and discuss prevention issues surrounding suicide. Students,
Organizations, and everyday Troy citizens turned up at the Troy University track, which left an impression on Debbie Leonard.
I am impressed. They just started this event last year here in Troy, and I was impressed last year. It's run really well because it's on the campus. There's really good support from different organizations and the students in general.
At this event, everyone was walking for a purpose, some to remember lost loved ones, and some to support friends and family.
I'm walking personally to support one of my sorority sisters whose sister committed suicide about a year ago. She was really young, and I just really wanted to support her at the walk to say that I support her family and that it's hard to lose someone like that, and that I hope that no one else has to lose anyone like that.
I've lost a couple of friends to suicide, and I think that it's important to let people know that it can be prevented if they get the right help. And a couple of my sisters are here with my sorority, and we're just walking together for all the people that we've lost.
For me, it's remembering my son who died from suicide, and it's a challenge for me to get out information and to get out the message of hope for those who are hurting and for people that are surrounding those hurting, to help them learn how to be a support group, to get their friend, their family member, their loved ones to the professional help that they need.
Troy University's yearbook, the Palladium, is known for capturing the memories of all the fun activities on campus. However, the Palladium staff created some fun activities of their own with a yearbook release party. Jamal Kennedy has the details.
It was madness out on the main quad Friday night. Okay, well, not the madness you may be thinking of, but the Palladium, Troy University's yearbook, hosted its Palladium Madness for students and more to come out and enjoy.
We're throwing the inaugural concert for the Palladium yearbook staff, and we're distributing yearbooks for the last year. And we have 11 organizations that are joining us. That includes SGA, the BCM, Spectrum Alliance, the Resident Association, Hospitality and Tourism Management. They're just coming together to give you information about their organizations.
To organize an event that included many different clubs and organizations around campus, it took planning ahead of time.
I have been planning this event since last May, last school year, but it finally came together in August when I got the quad reserved. But my whole staff has been phenomenal. I have 32 people on the marketing staff, but the Palladium has 72 people, and we're always recruiting, and they're amazing, and I really appreciate all of their hard work.
The yearbooks distributed on Friday night covered events from the 2015-16 school year, and that was something that excited one student.
I'm pretty excited. I am involved in band and TrojanVision, so it'll be pretty cool to see pictures that they've taken that I was in.
With the Palladium having planned this last semester, some students were still surprised that they were even able to pull all of this off.
I think it's pretty cool. You know, I didn't know they did this. I didn't know it was such a big thing, and having an event just for the Palladium is pretty cool, and other clubs can come out and get their names out. That's pretty neat.
I think it's awesome. It's allowing students to come out here and see different organizations that are lined up, and then also listen to some good music, so it's really cool.
Anyone interested in joining the Palladium can email them at palladium.troy.edu. Jamal Kennedy, Troy, TrojanVision News.
CrossFit competitors put in a workout that changed lives as they broke a sweat to help provide clean drinking water to third world nations. Justin Walker shows us how.
On Saturday morning, participants from around the state came to Troy's CrossFit Ilium to compete in the 5th annual WOD for Water event. The event was used to raise money for an organization called Never Thirst.
Never Thirst is an organization that a group of us have always believed in. They use clean water to advance the gospel of Jesus all over the globe. So that's why we've already partnered with them. So 5 years ago we saw that and it got our attention. And we said this is something that we want to do in Troy.
While this was a competition, participants came together as one unit to raise money for this good cause. Fun fact for the day, 100% of their donations will be donated to WOD for Water.
We don't touch the money. It goes directly to the cause where it's supposed to go. And every dollar they're given is partnered with somebody else's dollar. And that's able to advance the gospel of Jesus but provide clean water so that people can survive.
One participant said that even though she entered the competition just for fun, she was proud to be a part of a worthy cause.
Well, this is my first CrossFit competition. I really just wanted to do it for fun, but I think the cause is really awesome. It allows us to, even if we can't get on a plane and go over there, we can do our part to help and give back to those people who are less fortunate than us.
To donate, you can visit wodforwatertroy.com and click on the donation tab linking to Never Thirst's page. Justin Walker, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The Bibgraves Quad turned into a concert venue Tuesday night as some Troy students showed off their musical skills. Chelsea Law has the story.
When it comes to bands on campus, you may have heard of jazz bands or symphonic bands, but have you ever heard of a pop band? Troy University features its very own pop band called Populous that sings popular pop songs and even compose their own.
We're just kind of letting people know what we're about. We're just a band here at the school, and that we're not, we're educational, but we're not, like a band, like a symphony band or jazz band or marching band. Like we're promoting like pop music. That there's an opportunity to learn about how that industry is.
Populous is still a fairly new program here at Troy, so these concerts help spread the word about them. Binkert explains how.
Well, first, a lot of people don't know about us, and so when they come by, they just come to see what it is, and they ask questions, and we tell them what it is, and they're like, oh, that's interesting, So like just the fact that we're here to play music, it's there's some people that come up and they're interested about it, and like, oh, what is it? And then some people just want to come by, hear the tunes, and they like it.
Despite only being a few years old, the band has already created a fan base for themselves.
I love all the music. Me and my girlfriend, we go to all the concerts, and they have a lot of great artists that they're really bringing into the community.
And even though they sound professional, Smith explains how they're still just regular people.
I love it because they're just new and upcoming artists that we just get to know personally, and they're just students just like us.
Chelsea Law, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
We're going to take a short break, but when we return, we'll see the variety of activities that took place on campus in advance of the big homecoming game. Stay tuned, we'll have all that action right after this.
If you store your guns properly.
So not just anyone can get to them.
I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
I won't have to tell so many family members. I'm sorry.
I won't hear as many scary stories. Or scary news reports.
I won't have to hold someone's hand and shout you're gonna make it.
And I won't have to tell my kids, this isn't a drill.
Please.
Please.
Please. Please.
Please.
Do it for us.
For us. Do it for us.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. If you own a firearm and are not using it, please be responsible and be sure that it's stored in a safe place. Remember, always, lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org.
Now back to Troy Trojan Vision News Weekly.
Homecoming is this weekend. However, there were a week's worth of activities and competitions for students to get involved with before the big game. Justin Walker shows us how things got started.
University's homecoming festivities kicked off Monday night on the quad. This year's theme has an Olympic feel, with the Trojan Games 2016 a beacon to the world. And fittingly, the SGA decided to have an opening ceremony.
Yeah, tonight we had opening ceremonies for homecoming. As y'all know, homecoming starts. And so we did a little opening ceremony, a torch pass. We lit a big Trojan torch.
In addition to the opening ceremony, the SGA returned a relatively new event to the homecoming festivities, an open mic night called Who's Got Sound.
Well, this year we really wanted to rally everybody together and do something really special. That's why we decided to do an opening ceremony.
While just a few singers performed, there was a big audience watching that allowed Troy students to come together for some fellowship and fun.
Well, it's just like a camaraderie. It brings a lot of people together, different organizations, Greek, non-Greek, the SGA, and I think that's really important and what's so special about Troy.
A variety of students performed, but for one, it was just an opportunity to show her love for music.
My sister Avalon is involved in SGA here, and she told me about what was going on Monday, and she was like, hey, you should see if you can do it. So I signed up.
And how did she feel after her performance?
It was nerve-wracking, but it was fun.
To view all homecoming activity updates and announcements, visit TroyHoco16 on Instagram and Twitter, or you can contact the SGA for more information. Justin Walker, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
And coming into campus on University Avenue, well, it looks a little more spirited this week after a creative paint job by Troy University students. Chelsea Law shows us how some street graffiti is helping increase Trojan pride.
Food, dancing, and street painting. Last night, Troy students gathered together for some fun on University Avenue by painting the streets to show their Trojan pride. This was one of the many events for students to creatively get involved for homecoming and also a way to bring some decor to the campus.
It's really just a way for students and organizations to kind of express what homecoming means to them. It really just kind of makes the campus have more of a homecoming feel. We've been looking for different ways to do that, like making the fountain water red. So this is kind of just a way to express the organizations, like kind of what homecoming means to them, and also make the campus look good at the same time.
There was much excitement in the air for it to be 10 o'clock at night. Even though many different fraternities and sororities were there, Hado explains how this event brought a sense of camaraderie amongst all the students.
There's no real winner. It's kind of just fun to come out here and hang out with everybody and just paint the street, for sure.
Organizations from all across campus were present and having a great time. They were able to bring their different backgrounds to show their support for their Trojan football team.
I just thought it'd be really fun to see how creative everyone gets and to see how we can all interact with the other organizations, and it's not just Greek life out here, it's every organization on campus, and I just really wanted to see how everyone interacted together.
Though the paintings were different, their messages all conveyed their love for Troy. Chelsea Law, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
And Troy students showed off their acting talents in one of the most popular homecoming competitions, Skit Night. William McCarthy gives us a look.
Homecoming week continues with one event that is most popular to students, Skit Night. It is a celebration of Homecoming week, and students get the chance to show off some of their acting skills, as well as students compete with their organizations against other organizations to see who has the best school spirit.
So tonight we had our skit night as part of our week of homecoming events. It started out with us supporting our volleyball team, our women's volleyball team. They fought really hard, lost to FAU tonight, but I think we really showed some support tonight. We opened the gates early for skit, so allowed our organizations to come and support them. And then after that game, following the game, we had our skit night. Basically, our organizations have been working for the last few weeks, prepping to tie in our homecoming theme into a skit. And so that's basically what took place tonight.
Skit Night proved to be a big hit with the students.
So Skit Night went really well. So like you said, really funny skits, really funny lines, things like that. Really, just so far, homecoming in itself has been great. Blood Drive went great today. Lily Castellero has been heading that up, and it's been great. Street painting and Who's Got Sound were incredible too. So really, not just skit, but the whole homecoming week in all has been incredible this week.
William McCarthy, Troy, TrojanVision News.
As we saw a little earlier, Homecoming Week had Trojans using their sight and their hearing with street painting and Who's Got Sound. But Tuesday afternoon, students got to utilize another sense, taste. Ryan Renfro shows us how.
If today you found yourself being drawn to the Trojan Center, it may have been because of the sounds of music coming from this week's homecoming cookout. And if not the music,
probably the free food and meeting new people.
Maybe it was the smell of 500 free funnel cakes and snow cones provided by the University Activities Council that lured you to the Trojan Center, or the free hot dogs provided by the Student Government Association.
In the past, during homecoming week, it didn't really feel like a homecoming atmosphere on campus during homecoming week itself, so we wanted to provide different activities throughout the week that boosted morale on campus for Troy.
It's a great opportunity for students to come out, hang out, get to socialize with each other, get to speak to students in SGA, UAC, and things like that.
And aside from the socializing and free food, students share their Trojan spirit and explain why this week's theme of Beacon to the World is so important.
That basically means to show the world what Troy University is all about. We want to be known around the world like Troy University. So when people say, "Where's Troy?" they know it's not just Alabama and Auburn and the state of Alabama.
Having so many different locations throughout the world, you're able to express yourself, and no matter who you are, you're at home here at Troy University.
The homecoming festivities will continue throughout the rest of the week. Ryan Renfro, Troy, TrojanVision News.
The Palladium is a way to remember old friends and faces once you've left Troy University. And on Tuesday, students were making sure that their faces made it into the Palladium at the 2006 Fall Photo Day. Jordan Elston has the details.
Say cheese. That's what many Troy University students heard as they lined up for the 2016 Fall Palladium Picture Day.
We're doing Palladium photos, which will be the yearbook photos.
And while the photo day is an opportunity for students to make sure that their faces are in next year's Palladium,
I think it's really cool to be a part of the yearbook with all the amazing students at Troy University.
It is also an opportunity for students to showcase their competitive spirit, even if they won't have cleats on the field during Saturday's homecoming game. By students getting their portraits taken, they are also helping their organizations gain points during homecoming week.
The way the homecoming point system works is each organization has to get 1,000 points, and the picture day is worth 20 of those 1,000 points, and it's also 2% of the overall point system. But in order to get the full participation points, one must have 30% of their organization come and take their picture.
Unlike portraits you may have taken in the past, the Palladium allows you to express full creativity. Cheese!
We want people to express who they are as an individual within this university. We are the International University of Alabama, and we want to show that through our yearbook. We want everyone to be themselves and not just stand there and be who we think we're supposed to be.
If you miss this opportunity to show your pearly whites, the next Palladium Photo Day will be during the spring semester, and the next Palladium will be released in October of 2017. Jordan Elston, Troy, TrojanVision News.
On Saturday, one of the members of the homecoming court will be crowned, but Thursday they were closer to getting drowned as they had some fun and raised a little money with a dunking booth. Samantha Charles has the action.
One homecoming event made a big splash. Well, maybe not so big splash on the social quad Thursday afternoon as members of the homecoming court took a seat inside a dunk tank.
Part of homecoming, we try to have a lot of day events added to the schedule, not just the competitive side at night, but we wanted to really make this week every aspect feel like it's homecoming week. And one of my committee members, Troy Heidel, actually came up with the idea for a dunking booth, and we were really apprehensive to see how the girls responded, but they've responded well, and it's been a great event so far.
Moody was apprehensive about the event, being that it's a new addition to the homecoming week activities, but he said so far the dunk tank's been a hit.
I was really afraid, and I didn't want to get shot being the messenger, but they were incredibly supportive. They immediately started signing up for times, and they've been great sports. They're getting dunked probably more than they should, but we've been out here for an hour, and we're close to $100 already, so we're excited.
I spoke with some of the homecoming maids to see what they thought about being in the tank, and well, see for yourself.
I'm pretty nervous whenever anybody throws the ball because you never know if it's going to go in. I try not to look, but it's been a lot of fun though.
It was really fun. It's kind of funny because you don't know how to take it if someone dunks you. Like, are you doing it because you don't like me or because you do like me? So it's funny, and a lot of people dunked me, and they thought it was funny to watch me scream. And it raised money for a really good cause.
All proceeds from this year's homecoming week will go to Troy's Head Start, which provides early childhood education for children in the Pike County area. Samantha Charles, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
As you've seen, all week, Troy University students participated in a number of competitions for homecoming week. However, on Thursday, the faculty and staff got in on the fun with a contest of their own. Chelsea Law shows us how.
Who's got spirit? The faculty and staff here at Troy University certainly does. Continuing on with the homecoming festivities this week, Trojan faculty and staff got to participate in a friendly competition for Spirit Day.
Well, we feel that there's a lot of events going on around campus that can get students involved. So this is just a way for us to get some faculty and staff involved and kind of show their school spirit in a little bit of a different way.
Faculty from some departments put on their thinking caps and got creative with some decor. The competition had 3 categories: door decorations, office decorations, and skits. Judges came around and rated each department.
That's great. It's a good way, especially the skits and the decorations, the hallways, the doors, that sort of thing, because students do a lot. But it's important that they come in different offices as well, and it gets our faculty and staff involved and in the spirit of homecoming, because it truly is something that we want the entire university to be involved in, not just something for students and our alums. So this is just a way for current people who are faculty and staff to be involved.
Not only are the Trojans rebuilding walls, but coming together as a team for Spirit Day is also helping them build better relationships with one another.
Well, it really helped us to be great teamwork. Like, it built a relationship that I didn't have before with some of my coworkers here. We got to talk about things, we got to see more about each other, and also see how we display our love for Troy.
Chelsea Law, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
And it's time for our last break. When we return, we'll get a preview of the Trojan women's basketball season from head coach Chandler Rigby. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
This is Dr. Jack Hawkins. He's the Chancellor of Troy University and a veteran. One of his proudest achievements is serving those who serve and helping active duty military and veterans complete degrees that will build great careers. That's the warrior spirit, and it's alive and well at Troy University. Feel it at troy.edu/spirit.
Mom, can we get some ice cream?
Please, Mom, please.
No, we're having dinner soon.
Please.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Now back to Troy Trojan Vision News Weekly.
The defending Sun Belt champion Trojan women's basketball team is getting ready to defend their title. We'll get a preview of the season from head coach Chandler Rigby in this week's Trojan Talk. Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. And joining me today is the head coach of the reigning Sun Belt Conference champs, Chandler Rigby. Chanda, thanks for joining here today.
Hey, thank you. I like the way that sounds.
I know, and maybe we'll keep saying that for a few more years. So,
sounds good.
But once again, the reigning Sun Belt Conference champions. Before we get into this season, just tell me how it feels, a little bit less than a year removed of that championship. You still got to be feeling really good about that.
I'm just still really thankful, still just very blessed and very thankful. It wasn't an easy season. It's not like we were winning. We were staying about 500, a little above 500, win one, lose one. Then we got to that tournament and we were just able to win it.
And that tournament, and of course, everyone at the edge of their seats, exciting tournament, conference tournament win there at the end. Of course, the block, the shot,
yes,
all that towards the end, and that excitement is something that I would think you can help build a program, especially and then get into the tournament, all that stuff, things that you can work on and build momentum through the off season.
Absolutely, we all ask so much of our student athletes, so much study time, so much time in the gym, the weight room. So many things we ask of them, and it's a payoff, when you're able to do that, kind of like what football's doing now. There's a payoff for the student athletes that the coach is really glad to see.
And of course, you've just recently started practice, so the season's still a little ways away, but you're got a good group of seniors coming back. But before we talk about the seniors coming back, let's talk about the really big hole that you've got to fill. Every time you've been here preseason, we've talked about ABK and her role, and what kind of a hole does she leave that you've got to try to fill in both leadership and on the court?
Yeah, it's so funny because most people talk about the 20 points a game she gave us, or she set all these records in assists and free throws. She did all of these things for us, but the real hole is what was done in the locker room and the leadership she had, the work ethic she had, and other people would want to mimic that. And she set the bar really high. Those things are pretty hard to replace. You're not going to do it with one person. The good news is we do have 7 seniors, and they are still hungry. So they're not going to lead in the same way Ashley did, but they have their own leadership ways. And I'm just getting used to that. We just finished our 6th practice this morning, and it's interesting. It keeps things interesting. They're doing a good job.
And of course, if you're going to bring back a championship team, I would think for a basketball team, bringing back 7 seniors would maybe a good way to try to recapture that magic.
Right, because at first it was just kind of the unthinkable. We were striving to get to the NCAA tournament, but we didn't know what it was really to get there. We didn't know what that was. So now you have 7 seniors that were there, and 4 more players that are returning. But you have that were there. They believe we can do it now. I know we didn't really play well against Oregon State, and they were on a different level than us. But now we know what we didn't know, and we feel like if we can just scratch our way and get back there, we'll do better this year.
And of course, how's the team looking this year? Obviously, you've got to fill the hole that ABK left behind, but what you've got coming back, how's the team looking?
Well, we have a lot of depth in the post position. We're really, really good in the post position, and everything last year, my last few years here, was just pretty much guard oriented. We would fly down the court, the guards would score. This year, we're going to use our post players a lot more. A lot of our options off of what we do goes to the post, so you'll see a lot more post action. They're running the floor well, though. It's not like you're waiting for the post. I mean, it's still a fast-paced game. And our guards, we have a lot of young guards coming in. We have a few returning guards, but we have some young guards filling in some holes. I'm really pleased with how they're doing.
Now, of course, I was worried about that because the word fast, I wanted to get back in there because you're known for fast play. You talk about post play. You're still gonna keep the fast pace up.
We're trying to play even faster this year. Last year we averaged 82 points a game, which led the Sun Belt Conference for the 4th year in a row. This year we're striving for 90 points a game. So we're really playing fast. We're tweaking some things in our fast break system, how we get the ball off the glass and run to the other end. We're trying to make it much faster.
And of course, because that's one of those things that the Chanda system is known for, those fast pace games, and then those the dance.
Yes.
I love to bring up the dance because you're trying to get the 100-point dance, but trying to get those big games, and maybe even see in your system that seeing a lot of those games, the big scoring games this season potentially.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
We're striving for more and more. I mean, we like that. We like being ranked number 1 in the nation in scoring. We were for a very long time. Finally, UConn, who was second to us, they finally rose above us in scoring, but we led the nation for 8 weeks in scoring. That's fun. I mean, it's fun for our fans. It's fun for us. Everybody on our bench gets to play. They get to come in and score, and it's fun.
And of course, you start off the season with a pretty big opponent. You playing Auburn, SEC level opponent. As a matter of fact, you got a pair of SEC opponents to start the preseason, I guess, the pre-conference season, because you got Tennessee. So pretty big preseason. I know you've got to be excited about playing some big games to start things off.
It's time to beat one of those teams, though. We actually play 3 teams, I believe, that are ranked in the top 25 in preseason, which is Tennessee, Auburn, and Villanova. So, and then several more that were in the tournament last year. So we have the toughest pre-conference schedule we've had since I've been here at Troy. we're excited. I mean, you really got to rise to the occasion. We can't take any days off for sure.
Well, here's hoping that the Trojan rise to the occasion yet once again and see you guys back in the tournament again this year. So thanks, Chanda.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk. And that's our show. We hope you join us again next week for another edition of TrojanVision Weekly. We hope you have a good week.